Welcome to the first installment of the Race Review presented by thevoiceofdragracing.com. I'm your host, Charles Myers, and we're broadcasting from the UNC Charlotte Student Portal Building, and we are looking forward to a great 2015 season. Coverage of the 2015 season will kick off with IHRA Division 9 starting April the 10th through the 12th at Piedmont Dragway. Excited to say that we're going to cover both IHRA Division 9 and Division 1 from anywhere from Piedmont Dragway up to Pittsburgh Raceway Park. We're going to be all over the East Coast with IHRA Division 1 and Division 9 coverage. Returning for 2015, we will return to the Amalie Oil NHRA Gator Nationals as part of our NHRA National event coverage as well. Last year was a very successful season for us, and we look forward to coming back to the tracks that made us successful. And one of those tracks happens to be Gainesville, along with where we got our start at the NHRA 4-Wide Nationals up here in ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, North Carolina. March the 27th through the 29th. New for 2015, we'll go to an unfamiliar track at Atlanta, Georgia with the Summit Racing Equipment NHRA Southern Nationals, May the 15th through the 17th, before returning back to our home base at the Carolinas Nationals, September the 18th through the 20th. Now, new for 2015, we've never covered a the 17th through the 18th, followed by Galot Motorsports Park in the brand new facility built by Earl Wells. Incredible track. We will be there September the 11th through the 13th, followed by closing the season out at Virginia Motorsports Park, October the 23rd through the 24th. One of the new things that we're doing for 2015 is getting back to our roots. We're very excited to have Brent Alford on board, along with Niquez Albritton, to cover some of the local races, where the Voice of Drag Racing got started. I can remember as a kid racing at Fayetteville Drag Strip, Kinston Drag Strip, Coastal Plains Raceway, and a handful of other local tracks around the eastern part of the state. And, we're returning to cover those. And, again, we would like to welcome Brent as he's going to cover some of the big money bracket races, not only at Fayetteville and Coastal Plains and a handful of other tracks back home, but also some of the big money bracket races that will take place at, like Petersburg, Farmington, and Piedmont Dragway as well. Part of our Giving Back to Racer effort in 2015 is going to consist of us being a part of the Raven Rock Practice Tree Nationals. Now, for those of you who don't know what Raven Rock Racing is, it's the local Practice Tree Nationals that happens Saturday, February the 28th this year. That will feature a top bulb event, along with special for 2015, a bottom bulb shootout. Now, this was put on by thevoiceofdragracing.com. It was limited to the first 16 drivers that entered in it, and I'm proud to say that, the field is full. So the winner will take home $150 plus a trophy, along with the runner-up taking home $50 and a runner-up trophy. The Voice of Drag Racing is always looking to give back to our local race. We look forward to doing more work with you. We appreciate Nick for allowing us to be part of Raven Rock Racing. In 2015, one of the big things that we're looking forward to is being able to follow a young man's journey into junior drag racing. And not just any young man, but the son of a multi-time IHRA champion, Danny Waters Jr. Creighton Waters, a 7-year-old from LaGrange, North Carolina, will step into his Mosier-backed Duesenn Products Hoosier Tire Racing Junior Dragster at the age of 7 years old. One of the things that's really unique about this experience is Mosier Engineering is actually hooking Creighton up with one of their new rear end housings for the junior dragsters. You can check out Mosier's complete line for junior drag racing on Mosier's website at www.mosierengineering.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take our first commercial break.
When it comes to ordering parts for your next racing endeavor, Central High Performance is your local source and has been since 1955. Based out of Lexington, North Carolina, Central High Performance carries parts for both street and strip applications at competitive prices. Check out their website at www.centralhp.com or call them at 1-800-222-6805. And be sure to mention the voice of dragracing.com and you'll receive an extra 10% off your next purchase.
And we're back. One of the things that we're always talking about is the off-season changes that have been made for 2015. One of the unique things that we've been able to do for the voiceofdragracing.com is partner with 660 Concepts and some of these wild paint schemes that you see on everybody's car. This guy draws them. 60 with the concepts behind the drivers before we see them in paint, giving us a unique look on what's new for 2015. By the way, if you have a project that you're going to introduce for 2015 schedule, please email us at thevoiceofdragracing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear more information about it. Now, taking it from the conceptual part to actually putting it together is two different things. Jerron Settles at Imagine That Customs is responsible for creating that dream or idea and putting it into reality. We had a chance to do an over the phone interview with Jerron, and here it is.
Well, we're a small company out of Maryland. I started it back in 2006 with an ex-partner, EJ Parker, and we pretty much do mainly drag race cars, but we do a lot of other stuff. We've done boats and tractor trailers, jet skis, motorcycles, that sort of thing. But drag racing is definitely our main business. We do about 40 to 50 dragsters and door cars a year. A lot of helmets. Started out doing helmets. Don't do a whole lot anymore because we just don't have the time for it. But I still probably do between 10 to 15 helmets a year.
Well, Jerron, let me ask you this. We look at the technology advancements that you've seen over the last couple of years, and you see a lot of cars go to the vinyl wraps, I guess because they can get a little bit more custom and everything else, and it's a little bit cheaper to do. As far as the custom paint business, have you guys seen...
It actually slowed down about 2008, 2009, pretty much, because of the economy. But it's starting to definitely pick back up. People are getting new cars. People are getting cars repainted that they weren't during that 2 or 3 year period. We've definitely picked up here in the last year or so. We've just had a tremendous growth, in probably the last year. The rap deal really actually is kind of helping us lately because the rap guys are starting to charge a little bit more, and their prices are not too far below mine. So that's actually helping us get a little bit more work. And then people are getting a little bit more are wanting nicer cars. Dragsters went from being just tools to tools that are show cars now. With painting the intakes and transmissions, valve covers, and the interiors and everything. So people are wanting to do that a little bit more, and you can't really wrap a lot of that stuff. It's hard to wrap with your hand. So they can powder dip them and then paint them. But we've definitely seen in the last year or so stuff pick up. Just because people are just more wanting just a nicer race car.
Well, Jaron, talk about some of the overall clients that you guys have catered to. Obviously Danny Waters, that dragster that he's got is beautiful both inside and out. But talk about some of the other clients you guys did. I believe it was Summit, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've done for the past 2 years. We've been involved with the Summit Super Series in the IHRA. Being involved with that. And it was funny because that program has been around for a while, but it kind of got stagnant. And there were some times where we saw that car, the Summit Super Series car, just not look good. And I said, if I was ever to be able to get involved with that, I really want to take it to the next level. And that's what we did last year and this year, where we did a lot of the newer stuff. It's a giveaway car to the Summit World Champion, but we wanted to make it more than just your run-of-the-mill base giveaway car. I got with Trick Flow and Bruzy and those companies, and we just tried to put out just the best car, a car that people wanted to win, basically. We painted the trans, the valve covers, and intake, and the interior, and glove box, and dash, and four-line covers, and all that stuff. So that was an exciting program, but we're going to be back for 2015. We're currently working on the new design for Summit and HRA, and the builder for the big car hasn't been picked yet, but I know JR Race Cars is doing the junior again. But it's definitely an exciting project.
Well, if somebody like myself wants to come up and get a paint job from you guys, how long is the turnaround process? I know a lot of it depends on the time of the season. I know you're packed right now, and I appreciate you taking time to talk to us. But realistically, mid-season or something like that, what's the average turnaround time for you guys?
Mid-season still pretty much depends on the workload at the time. It used to be where we kind of slow down around April. From the winter time to the summertime, we're obviously a little bit more packed during the winter, but it really doesn't see too much difference. But most of the time, if you pre-order a car and get with me to make an order, we can pretty much get the car turned around in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And like I said, that just depends on our workload. Midsummer.
Now, if somebody like myself has a vision in mind but can't put that vision to paper, are you guys able to do the rendering for that work, or are you able to say, hey, here's my idea, can you put it in paint,
Yeah, we've done that both ways. We get customers that have an idea but really can't get it out, and that's honestly where I feel my biggest talent is, I guess you could say, is being able to bring someone's idea out of their head and put it on paper. I do the renderings myself, and I've always been able to kind of read a person and see if they want something that's clean and classy, or if they want it wild or crazy, or just something nice. And then we've got our other customers that just say, I like this color, I want it wild, do whatever you want to do. The one thing I do tell people is to not limit yourself. And what I mean by that is I've had customers that say, I want this, and this. And I say, nothing else? I'm like, no, I want this, and this. It's like, okay, so do the car. And then they come to pick it up and they see another car and they're like, well, why didn't you do that on mine? You wanted this, and this. So I tell people that, unless you really have something that you really want and you're helping on that, don't. Any good artist, not just myself, but any of the good top custom painters can do that, can just, pull it out of your head and give you something exciting and give you more, basically.
Well, Jaron, if somebody wants to come up to you and say, all right, I need a paint work, how can they get more information and contact you?
Well, you can either go on our website at www.imaginethatcustoms.com, or they can go on our Facebook page at Imagine That Customs, or my actual Facebook page, Teron J. Settles, or they can email us at imaginethatcustoms@gmail.com. And we're pretty much, we get a lot of calls, a lot of emails and stuff, and sometimes we don't get a chance to get to them right away. But if you give us an email or shoot us an inbox, or even call my cell phone at 301-807-6608, we can get you in and get an appointment made and get something set up pretty much immediately.
Boy, I tell you, Teron really does a heck of work with that. Imagine That Customs. And again, Imagine That Customs for all of your custom paintwork needs. Well, moving forward to what we can expect to see out of the next media broadcast, Danny's Tech Tips will return for next broadcast. Danny, an iTroy official, always has got some interesting stuff to say. So be sure to check out our next media broadcast. And again, one of the things that we want to do is we want to hear your questions, comments, concerns, or even better yet, suggestions for our next media broadcast. We'd love to hear some information back. We're not perfect. This is our first time. We're giving it a little test hit, and we're very excited to come back with the second one that'll be even bigger and better. And again, I want to say thank you to all the people out here for listening and supporting us along the way. Look forward to a great 2015 season. And remember, Central Performance for all your high performance needs. Mention thevoiceofdragracing.com and receive an extra 10% off your next purchase. That's it for this broadcast. We look forward to seeing you next week.